Welcome to another LegalEASE partner interview. I'm Jason Weekly, Marketing Department Manager at LegalEASE. Today we're joined by a very special guest, Erin Levine, CEO of Hello Divorce. LegalEASE and Hello Divorce recently teamed up to offer members another option for navigating divorce. Today we're going to learn about Erin's journey, the inspiration behind Hello Divorce, and how this innovative solution is changing the divorce experience for the better. Hi, Erin. Thanks for joining us. Let's get started. What inspired the creation of Hello Divorce?
Okay, what inspired the creation of Hello Divorce? Well, after 20 years as a divorce attorney, I kept seeing the same thing. People were emotionally exhausted and financially drained by a system that often made things so much worse, not better. It was clear divorce didn't have to be this expensive and this hard. So I started Hello Divorce because I knew there had to be a better way. Divorce is never easy, and it often gets harder before it gets easier, for most people at least. But it can lay the groundwork for a stronger, more empowered next chapter. We don't end our marriages because we want our lives to be worse. We split because we still have hope that things can be better. The way we divorce should help honor that, not crush it. Hello Divorce exists to make that possible, to protect your rights without starting a war, and to give people a more peaceful, affordable, and supported path forward.
Can you share a little bit about your background in family law and what initially drew you into that field?
Great. Let me tell you a bit about my background as a CEO and a lawyer in family law. I'm a certified family law specialist, a mediator, a judge pro tem, and a former litigator. I have spent 20 years in the courthouse, and I've seen how broken the system is, especially for people who don't have $15,000, $20,000 to spend on divorce legal fees. That's what pushed me to build something that could meet people where they are and give them and their families a smarter, more supportive way to move on.
What key insights or experiences led you to rethink the traditional divorce model?
Sure, I can definitely share some key insights that led to me rethinking the traditional divorce model. After nearly 2 decades as a divorce attorney, I couldn't ignore what I was seeing. A system that drained people financially, emotionally, mentally. Divorce was taking on average 18 to 24 months. And that's a long time to live with conflict and tension and uncertainty. And for what? A legal outcome that often left people confused, broke, and even more bitter than before. Most people don't want to fight. They want clarity. They want support to protect what matters and move forward with confidence. But the traditional system is just not built for that. It's built for lawyers. It's set up like a lawsuit, X versus Y, adversarial from the start. You're being served. And from that moment on, it's often about tearing the other person down instead of finding a path forward. Legal advice is absolutely important, but it's only one small piece of what people actually need. The rest, financial guidance, wellness support, parenting tools, is generally either gatekept by lawyers or hard to find or wildly expensive. That's why I created Hello Divorce, to flip that model, to give people a simpler, kinder, and more affordable way to navigate divorce with legal help and the kind of support that actually helps them transition out of their marriage in a healthy way.
What are some of the early challenges in building Hello Divorce, and how did you overcome them?
There's been a lot of challenges along the way, and it's taken a lot to bring my vision to life. Trying to change an entrenched legal system isn't easy, especially one that's built around conflict and billable hours. From day one, we really had to build trust. First, with consumers who weren't sure they could actually get a divorce without lawyering up in that traditional sense, but also with the legal community, which wasn't exactly cheering on innovation. We had to overcome something deeper, the idea that there's only one real way to divorce, that expensive, fight it out way. And we had to earn the trust of people who'd been burned by DIY legal services in the past. We knew that tech alone wasn't enough. We had to prove that you can have an affordable, efficient process and access to real human experts like mediators, lawyers, financial advisors, co-parenting help who truly cared. So those first 5-star reviews were everything. They told us that we were on the right track, and they helped new consumers take a leap of faith. Over time, the reviews turned into thousands, and we became the highest rated online divorce platform. So I think a very exciting part, one that said we were on the right track, in addition to getting the 5-star reviews from the consumers, was recognition by the American Bar Association, by and by Fast Company naming us one of the most innovative companies in the social impact space.
From your perspective, what is broken in the traditional divorce process?
The current system often creates more conflict than resolution for a few reasons. First of all, divorce laws were created at a time when divorce was considered immoral at best and unlawful in certain situations. And it hasn't changed much since. Traditional divorce is set up like a battle, two sides, two lawyers, a courtroom. From the moment you're served with divorce paperwork, it's structured as a you versus them. And that structure almost always guarantees conflict. And the truth is, the longer you fight, the more money gets paid. It's a system that rewards escalation, not resolution. And it's just not about legal fees, it's about your mental health going through a long, protracted, messy divorce process. The traditional process ramps up fear, overwhelm, and shame, feelings that are already very common in divorce. And when people are stuck in crisis mode, they don't always make the best decisions. They freeze or they fight. Either way, they're not focused on building a better future. They're stuck reliving the past. So we needed to change that. We wanted to give people a way to slow down, to breathe, to think clearly about their future, not everything that went wrong in the past. Because divorce isn't just about an ending, it's also the start of something new. And the system should help support it, not sabotage that.
How does the current system affect people emotionally and financially?
Yes, divorce takes a massive emotional and financial toll on our lives. Divorce is already the most difficult and destabilizing experience a person can go through. And the traditional legal system adds fuel to the fire, dragging things out, racking up costs, and creating even more uncertainty when people desperately need and want clarity and support. So that emotional toll is massive. You're grieving the end of your relationship, maybe the loss of time with your kids, or worrying about how this will affect them long term. And at the same time, you're trying to work, manage your day-to-day life, and make legal decisions that could impact your future for years. It's completely overwhelming. And the financial stress, that's constant too. Can I afford to stay in my home? Will I have to drain my retirement? How do I live on one income or very little income at all? Suddenly, basic things like groceries, childcare, therapy, health insurance, even school activities for your kids can feel out of reach or a real stretch. And all of this compounds. People in divorce are more likely to experience anxiety, depression, sleep issues, even physical illness. So it's not just about the emotional, it's the biological as well. And the traditional system offers no roadmap for going through it. You're left to piece it together on your own, usually while in survival mode. And that's why holistic care is so important. So with Hello Divorce, people get legal help and access to mental health, wellness, and financial experts, whatever they actually need to move forward. And for many, it's the first time they've been encouraged to put themselves first, to ask, what do I need to get through this process in one piece? When people are supported in this way, the ripple effects are powerful. They're more present at work, more stable at home, more confident in their decisions. That's what we mean when we say we're here to protect people's peace and help them rebuild their life and reorganize their families in a way that makes the most sense for them.
What do people going through a divorce actually need? How does this differ from what they typically experience?
So, what do people going through divorce actually need versus what they often experience? Well, everybody's experience is a little different, but let me speak to the general terms. What most people actually need and want in divorce is guidance, support, and tools to help them move forward with confidence, not just legal paperwork. But what they often get is long court delays and a price tag that keeps them climbing. The reality is, a lot of people can't afford a lawyer, or they think they have to hire one because that's what they've been told. And legal advice is absolutely valuable, but a lawyer is trained to get you the best legal outcome under the circumstances. And that doesn't always mean the best life outcome. So, take an executive that I worked with. She traded her share of her husband's retirement for the house. And on paper, it was fair, same equity. And so her lawyers called it a win. But months later, she couldn't afford to refinance. Rates had gone way up. The mortgage and the maintenance on the home became unaffordable. And she had to sell her home at literally the worst time of the year. That, and additionally, she had to take a capital gains hit in the process. If she had had access to financial planning tools or even a calculator showing long-term implications, she likely would have made a very different decision.
How would you describe the Hello Divorce approach? What makes it unique?
Absolutely. Let me tell you about the Hello Divorce approach and how the platform works. So, we meet you wherever you are in the divorce journey. Maybe you've been trying to save your marriage for years and need clarity, or even just resources to help you figure out whether divorce is the right path. Maybe you're ready to file, or maybe you've already finalized your divorce, but still have loose ends, like transferring airline miles, or your car title, or updating your health insurance, or setting up new financial accounts. Wherever you're starting, Hello Divorce walks you through the process step by step. Our platform makes it simple and easy to follow. Not just tech, our human experts are here to support you with legal help, financial guidance, parenting support, real estate expertise, whatever you need when you need it. Our approach prioritizes resolution, not war. So we aim to avoid court whenever possible. And when we can get both spouses into mediation, we have a 97% success rate. That's huge because it means more peaceful outcomes, more control over your outcome, fewer delays, and significantly less cost. So you'll have access to live chat, a dedicated divorce navigator throughout your entire experience. And if your spouse joins the platform, they'll be supported as well. So you're not using this alone. We also use AI to help prepare your forms and calculations with accuracy, clarity, and transparency. But we step in with real people to make sure everything's reviewed, filed, your questions are answered, and we've submitted the documents to the court correctly. Inside your one-stop shop portal, you'll see your next steps, saved resources, filed forms, and easy to access your team, which can include legal experts, financial advisors, life coaches, real estate professionals, and mediators. We work together behind the scenes to help you stay organized, reduce stress, and walk away with the best possible outcome.
What are some of the key features members can expect, like online convenience or personalized help?
Some of the key features of the Hello Divorce platform is everything is designed to make it more manageable. So it's fully online, which means you can move through the process at your own pace 24 hours a day without having to miss work or sit in a court waiting room or drive to a lawyer's office. Our pricing is transparent and flat rate, so you'll always know exactly what you're paying for, no hourly fees or surprise bills. But what really makes it different is how personalized it is. When you sign up, we build a custom plan based on your goals and your needs, not just legally, but financially as well. You get targeted support so you can move through your divorce smarter, faster, and with less stress.
How does Hello Divorce differ from the traditional model?
We're really focused on outcomes, not hours. So traditional divorce is often reactive. You wait for your lawyer to call, you wait for a court date, you wait for someone else to move things forward or respond to your spouse's paperwork. And every step comes with another bill. We flip the model. We're proactive, affordable, and built around your experience. We don't just react to issues, we help you anticipate them, solve them early, and protect your future. This approach changes everything, not just for how long divorce takes, but how you feel during it and how you set yourself up for your next chapter.
Do you have any stories or examples of success that help illustrate the impact of Hello Divorce?
So I love our video and audio testimonials on our site. We have definitely seen it all, from divorces involving multi-million-dollar estates to single parents trying to navigate separation with a very little financial cushion. And we're proud to say we've helped people across the entire spectrum get through it. One example that sticks out in my mind is Jack from Virginia. He and his wife had lawyers at first, but as their initially amicable divorce turned ugly, they realized that they didn't want a war and decided to proceed on their own. And they reached an agreement where each kept one of their two homes, and they were each kept one of their two homes, and they were able to split their finances. But when they went to the courthouse to prepare their paperwork, they were told that they needed a lawyer. And it was so demoralizing because they had worked so hard to get to an agreement, and now they felt like they had to start over. But after doing some research, Jack found Hello Divorce, and we were able to, in less than 2 months, get their paperwork completed, filed with the court, and allowed them to move on to their next chapter.
What does this partnership mean for LegalEASE members?
For LegalEASE members, this means access to a trusted, proven pathway through divorce without the chaos and, in some cases, the crushing costs. It's support that's smart, it's kind, and it's rooted in legal expertise.
What can LegalEASE members expect from the Hello Divorce process, and who is it best suited for?
What can members expect from Hello Divorce? Whether you're initiating divorce, were just served with paperwork, or are in the middle of it and overwhelmed, this is for you. So you will first start with a strategy session so that we can develop a customized plan and ensure that you have the resources and expert support that you need. From there, you'll decide what you want to handle yourself, if anything, and where you want expert help. Our team is with you the entire way, and we'll also introduce the technology to you and support you along the way.
How do you see Hello Divorce aligning with LegalEASE's mission to support members during life's toughest transitions?
LegalEASE's mission to support members during life's toughest transitions aligns perfectly with what we do at Hello Divorce. Divorce impacts everything: your mental health, your finances, your family. We help people get through it with dignity, rights, and their future intact. That kind of support changes lives, and it's exactly what LegalEASE was built to provide.
Okay, what's next for Hello Divorce?
So what's next for Hello Divorce? Well, the future of legal services, and family law in particular, is human-led but tech-powered. People want smart tools, real support, and a lot less friction, and they deserve it. So we're building a world where legal help is accessible, affordable, and integrated into your life, not something that derails it. Divorce is just the beginning, but our bigger mission is to support people through every life transition that it touches, because those moments, marriage, separation, caregiving, estate planning, parenthood, deserve tools that are built with real life in mind.
Are there any exciting expansion plans, new tools, or upcoming features on the horizon?
We always have expansion plans and plans for new tools and features. We just went national, so that is a huge milestone. Every state and often every county has its own rules and court processes, So to now be able to serve people across 50 states is a big deal for us and for access to justice overall. Our focus now is to scale with purpose. We want to reach as many people as possible, and we know we can't do it alone. That's why this partnership that we have with LegalEASE is so key. So together, we can give people access to support that they didn't even know was possible. And we're not stopping there. The future of Hello Divorce is fully integrated. We're building toward a platform where everything you need is in one place. If you need a loan to buy out your home, a new insurance plan, post-divorce credit support, you'll be able to do it right from your Hello Divorce dashboard without re-entering your information or jumping from expert to expert. That's my vision. Personalized, human-centered support with seamless AI-driven tools that actually make life easier. But even now, today, you'll find that our platform already delivers holistic care, legal guidance, financial planning, emotional support, real estate resources, all working together to help you get through your divorce with clarity and confidence. We're proud of what we built and even more excited about what's ahead.
Thanks so much for joining us today, Erin, and thanks to all the listeners. At LegalEASE, we believe members deserve options that reduce stress, protect their well-being, and help them move forward in a positive way. Partnering with Hello Divorce is just one more way we're making that vision a reality.